Hey, what's happening, Nation? It's Joku. I got a few different things I want to go over tonight. I want to get your guys' opinions on it. I know there's already a few of you guys in here. I really appreciate that. But I just want to jump into the press conference earlier. I want to start off talking about first Jeremy Hill, and then we're going to go through a few other couple other things out there. So let me know what you guys are thinking about it. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. I always do appreciate that. But we're not going to waste too much time tonight. We're going to start off talking about Jeremy Hill being cut. I was really high on this kid. I made that video. I came out there, talked about him coming onto this team, and I really thought it was going to end up being a pretty big impact for us. Coaches didn't see it. Something happened. Booker ended up coming back off the COVID list, and then all of a sudden he's gone. Just like that, he's gone. It kind of made me angry just because I don't want to see us getting back in that habit of bringing dudes on and then 2 days later releasing them. There's no value in that. There's no value at all in that. So hopefully that's just something that came up. We were carrying a ton of running backs, so something had to give right there. But Fierce, I don't know if you're out there or not yet. I kind of agree with you because I really thought it was going to be Rod Smith. They were going to give Hill a shot, but it ends up that Smith's going to be on that COVID list too for a minute. We'll break all that down in a minute, but I'm telling you, man, Smith can play that fullback position, so you might be onto something there, Fierce. Let me know, dude, what you're thinking out there. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I don't know, man. Hill was kind of a big loss for me, but we'll see what happens with it. Diego, what's up, dude? We signed a camp body linebacker from the Rams. You got that dude's name? I've not seen that yet. I just got off of work a little bit ago. Mo Hurst is due for a breakout. Him and Collins are too fast for opposing interior linemen. They're both good. They both have an awesome pass rush win rate out there. I will give you that. And I'm telling you, dude, those dudes are going to excel out there. Gruden's been raving about Malik Collins. He did talk about him in his press conference. We'll get back to that in just a little bit. Have you checked out the Raider Hubs Brian Edwards film breakdown yet? I did, dude. I'm telling you, man, that kid puts on a really, really good show. I actually started talking to him on Twitter and just kind of going back and forth. He's been helping me out with a few things, so definitely go check that out, dude. Raiders Hub is doing it right. Love Joku because we get to talk football, and Raider Hub is more film breakdown. Hey, I'll take that, dude. I'll take that all day. Ardo, what's going on, dude? Pete, what's happening? Did he tell them in person? I really don't know how it ended up shaking out, but I will tell you this, because it did come out today that Max is on that COVID list. Rod Smith is on that COVID list. And, I mean, it could be a false positive, and they're going through that whole Matthew Stafford thing out there, but it could be something where he was out to dinner with somebody that ended up having COVID, so now he has to sit out a couple days to see if he has anything pop up out there. That COVID list is pretty weird, but I mean, we saw Booker hit it. A few days later, Booker's back on the field with everybody, so they haven't really came out and said if he has COVID or not, so I'm waiting to see what happens with that for either one of those guys. But I'm confident that, or I'm hoping that he does not, but we'll just have to see what it is, because there's so many things that can get you on that list, and depending on what you have and what your symptoms are, or if it was just you were hanging out with somebody that has it, that depends how long you're actually out on this list. And so, I don't know, man, that one kind of sucks. Get well, Mad Max steal the draft. That dude was to steal that draft. Pizza, what's going on, man? He said in his press conference, the first one, the third-year linemen need to step up and prove that they are part of this. Yes, dude, he did. And PJ Hall was not part of that process out there. I guess Max Crosby has COVID-19. Rich, what's happening, dude? That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he has it or not. It's just they're putting him on that list out there. That list has a lot of different things that can go on to it. Anthony, welcome to the show, dude. Marcus, what's up, dude? It was a fire alarm straight up. Shrek, the best Raiders channel back. Dude, I appreciate you, Shrek. Crosby tested. He didn't test positive. He got put on that list. They haven't said if he tested positive for it or not. That's what I'm still waiting to hear. So I'm hoping that he didn't, that he was just hanging out with somebody that had it, or he had a fever, but it's not tied to COVID. Until we get more information about it, we won't know, but he is on that list officially right now. Keep you on your toes. Marcus, that's straight, dude. There's so much jumping around. Oh, Vante, what's happening, dude? Welcome to the show, man. Steven's out here. Welcome to the show. Yeah, he got put on the, yep. Do we have to pay guys we sign then cut anything? That's the thing. A lot of these guys that we bring on and then you end up cutting a few days later, there is no signing bonus involved with that. So unless they do have a signing bonus, they're pretty much just being given an opportunity to compete out there. So with the lower name dudes, no, there usually is not. So Max is sick. Ray, what's going on, dude? I don't know. We're waiting to see. He's on the list. We don't know if he actually has it or not. Can't stand these insecure guys go. Talking Key and Cart. Yeah, we'll see, dude. I'm pulling for both those guys. Notice for I did notice his farmer stand. Upward, what's going on, dude? No, Chief, this was a silly move by Gruden. This powerful message came across as cringe. A Michael Scott move. All right, let's jump into that real quick because that is the next thing I want to talk about. Some people are saying exactly what Stumblin's saying out there, that Gruden coming out there and faking COVID, and it was like a real cringy move out there, and I will give you that. But part of me sees what he was trying to do of just showing these guys, like, all of a sudden you could be there one day and then the next day you're gone for a couple weeks, and just how fast it can happen. So I kind of see both sides of it out there. It was a Michael Scott move. I mean, I'll give you that, Stumblin. All I could see that he did out there was just kind of piss off the COVID-19 gods, and now we have two dudes that actually have it out there. So that was tough, dude. You never want to see anybody screwing around with it, especially if, I mean, no, he was trying to prove a point, but come on, Gruden. There's better ways to do it out there. Did you see Greg Olson say that Ruggs is going to start in the slot? What's that mean for Renfrow? That is, honestly, the next topic I was about to jump into with you guys. I did see that, and I don't know what that means for Renfrow. I understand they're trying to get him up to speed real quick, and I understand Renfro's still going to get his play time out there, but they want to get Ruggs more involved into this offense. They want to have him playing back off the line, and that's what that slot guy does, because you can still send him in motion. That's what sets up those jet sweeps and all those other plays that these guys are running out there. So I got to understand why they're doing it, but Ruggs taking that spot is going to impact Renfrow out there. You sure as hell cannot take Renfrow and stick him as an outside wide receiver out there. And that brought me to the next question that hit me real hard in the face, was pretty much who's going to be our number one and number two wide receivers out there. Because the way it's looking right now, if it ends like it did last year, we'll have Ty on one side, we'll have Zay Jones on the other, we'll have Ruggs in the slot, and then we'll have Jacobs in the backfield, and then our tight end out there, Waller out there. So, I mean, it's a pretty good lineup out there. I really want to see what ends up happening with it, because I'll tell you right now, Edwards is making a big impact out there, so I want to see if he can win one of those starting roles out there to be one of those outside wide receivers out there. And then I was also thinking, is there a chance they start sliding Waller to the outside and get into some of these four wide receiver sets to where you have Renfrow and Ruggs on the field at the same time, Ty Williams on one side, and then put Waller on the outside, or on the far outside, and then keep these dudes on the interior? It gives you a lot more options out there. There is no telling how this thing is going to shake out, but I really want to see what does end up playing with it. And then, yeah, that's what I had. I want to see what happens with it, dude. I want to see if Renfro's playtime, especially with Bowden out there and now Ruggs, if it is going to get cut into. The dude has played everything perfect so far, so I don't know why he would lose any play time out there. But I just don't want him to be one of those dudes that's lost in the shuffle. But all the quarterbacks have praised him pretty much out there, talking about how they love having him and how quarterback friendly he is and his route running. So it's cool to see, but I want to see him make a huge impact out there, because I know we're going to keep pounding the ball. There's going to be a ton of running formations out there, so it's going to limit the amount of wide receivers you have out there. I don't know, man. It's going to be a weird offense to watch shake out this season. Where are we at? Glad to make it to another show. Andrew, dude, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Found it. Number of Raiders have signed next running. Bryce Hager. Oh, I'll have to look into him. I don't know that name off the top of my head, so you probably will be right about that. But if he is a camp body, I will tell you right now, and we will jump into Gruden's press conference here. I don't want to jump into it fully yet, but he was talking up Javen White, dude, and that White's coming out there and making an impact and showing him some things. I was super happy to hear that. Because I'll tell you right now, if a dude like White pans out and a dude like Muse pans out, they were showing Morrow a lot during the training camp film that I was watching, so that was honestly pretty cool to see. That linebacker room's starting to look better and better. Gruden was talking about the linebackers during that press conference, and that made me so happy. Rich, what's going on, dude? I'll be in Vegas from the 17th to the 21st. Dude, take a ton of pictures. If you get to see that stadium, take a bunch of pictures of it. I would love to see those, dude. Antonio, what's going on? Sanjoku's to go. I'm not there yet, dude. I'm fighting for it, man. Goku, what's good? Hope your family is doing well. Everything's going good right now, man. Just trying to stay on top of everything. Doing what I can to keep getting by out there. First time chatter, lifetime Raider. You helped me turn my son from a Donkeys fan to one of us with the Dragon Ball Raiders. Thanks for all the good work. Raiders Drew, what's happening, dude? Welcome to the show. If your little boy's watching out there, the Raiders are everything that Dragon Ball represents, so I will take that. We always want to play people at their best, and we always want to win in the end. We'll level up if we have to. Ruggs is not starting in the slot. He will be trained in the slot by Gruden's offense. No receiver has a All right, Diego, I'll give you that. But at the same time, that's what Olsen told us, that he's coming out there and he's starting in that slot. And that slot position is awesome for wide receivers that are trying to learn systems out there. And then eventually, hopefully, he does start to slide to the outside because that'll open up a lot more play time for these other guys. Troubleshoots, what's happening, dude? Welcome to the show. I really do think we need Renfrow at slot as much as I would love to give Ruggs. I just think Renfrow finds a way to get open. I think dude, that's the thing, man. He has that clutch factor, and he can catch those balls on third and 7, 3rd and 8, to go sliding across the line, and he can find those little holes to get open and break those zones wide apart. I mean, I'm not going to say that Ruggs can't do it out there, but at the same time, I want to see Ruggs in other situations besides that. So that kills me, man. Be strong. Elias, welcome to the show, dude. It's our time. I really hope it is our time. It seems like it is, dude. Trek and Carr, a Pro Bowler. Yeah, if he's not a Pro Bowler, I will be shocked after this season. Robert, welcome to the show. Good to catch you live. Been missing you. No, dude, you have it. I'm glad you made it out, dude. I love getting your opinion on these things. I think we have the fastest linebacker core in the league. And troubleshoots, I will give you that, because I will tell you the reason that I think White is excelling out there the way that he is right now is because Kwiatkowski and Littleton are such fast linebackers, and we have to be able to drop into coverage, and Gruden talked about that too, and be able to pick up on these slot guys and these tight ends. And a lot of these dudes are just, like, especially in our division, incredibly fast. And it's going to make a big difference for us out there. So I agree with you out there. And I think between White and Muse, White will be able to hang with most slot receivers out there. And then I think Muse is going to be playing against a lot of those tight ends. We'll have to keep an eye on that because I know Littleton's going to be matching up on a good few of them. I told you, David Wagg. You were right, man. You were definitely right about that. Edward was compared to Devontae Adams and Michael Crabtree. Yes, Crabtree by Carr. He was. I'm hoping that dude can come into his own. I don't like when they compare people to other players, just because I want these dudes to go out there and make their own identity. Hope your day is going great, yo. P-Dog, I appreciate that, man. Renee, welcome to the show. Our only problem is we ain't got enough footballs out there. They're going to kick ass. Dude, that's what I'm telling you, man. We can get out there and start this season, and we can roll the way that I think we're going to roll. And honestly, I saw an article earlier about how fast this defense is starting to gel with us out there. And if this defense gels right off the bat and our offense is clicking, we're going to go out there and smoke some people. I'm going to be so damn happy about it. Dude, I can't wait to see Edwards. I can't either, Alfred. Welcome to the show. I just want to see what role he's going to be playing out there. Because I'll tell you, Edwards at a talent level is good enough to beat out Zay Jones. He's honestly good enough, if he's completely healthy and plays the way that everyone's thinking he can play, to beat out Williams. And I'd like to see Edwards on one side and then Williams on the other and just kind of see exactly where that takes us, and then let these dudes work that slot out there. Because even Zay Jones can go out there and play that slot, and it still leaves room for the 4 wide receiver or the 3 wide receiver plus the tight end out there, because I'm telling you, it's going to be tough to pull Waller off the field out there. We're going to be an old school football team with a few new school plays. We have actual football players now. Raiders mount up. Dude, Richard, welcome to the show, man. That's what I am saying, dude. And if we do, that's the thing, though. You have to have your identity out there. And I know that Gruden wants to mix it up, but you cannot pound the ball the entire game in a 3 tight end formation, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, man, I want to go deep. So you bring in 4 wide receivers. Defenses will adjust to that. They'll read that. They'll learn that. And then we'll get exploited just like we did last season, which will blow my mind and drive me incredibly insane. Ruggs or CeeDee Lamb. Before the draft, I'm not going to lie, I sat here and I talked up CeeDee Lamb. He is the player that I wanted to see come onto this team. But seeing what Ruggs is going to do for this team and understanding the direction that they were heading in, I've accepted the fact that Ruggs is here, and I will take it all damn day, because Ruggs can do things that CeeDee Lamb cannot, and that is what this team needed at the state that it's in right now, so I'll take that. I'm going to be pissed off if CeeDee Lamb is tearing it up on the Cowboys and Ruggs is just a slot guy playing decoy. Anthony, I will totally give you that out there. Like, totally give you that. And CeeDee Lamb, because the Cowboys lost one of their top receivers, so he's going to get a chance to get out there and make an instant impact out there. But Ruggs is going to get that same opportunity. So it's going to be, if they can go out there and pull this off, I really think Ruggs is going to make a pretty big impact for us. But I think Edwards is going to be one of those sleeper dudes that we have to keep an eye on, because Edwards can go out there and start lighting things up. And that's the other thing I'm afraid of. Like, Edwards comes out, he starts balling out. And then Bowden comes out, and he is balling out. And then Ruggs kind of finds himself in a little bit of a slump, and he's like, I'm the first round pick, but these third round picks are playing way at a way higher level than me. And that starts to get into his head and kills his confidence. That could be rough. I don't see that happening, but it's very possible. P-Dog, Kenny King blocked me for not kicking Carr. So petty. Care more about Pops anyways. I mean, I'll give it to you, dude. I get hit up in the comments section constantly from people that don't like Carr. I have people hit me up in the live shows that don't like Carr. I get it. I understand where you guys are coming from. All I'm saying is give that dude just 5 games. After 5 games, if you're still hating on him, honestly, if things are going really bad, I'll probably be right there with you. But I'm not turning my back on him just yet. The Raiders are going to tip their hand. That's very possible, Reno. Welcome to the show, man. That is very, very possible. And we've seen that happen in the past. I do not want to see that happen. But they have to be able to just have some kind of identity. That's all I'm asking for. The F in Charger stands for fans. Oh, 38, welcome to the show. Run, bomb like the old days. And that was the old days. And I will give you that. And if we can establish that running game and actually get people to start biting forward a little bit, then you can start exploiting them deep. But it wasn't working like that for us last year because we couldn't go deep. It was run, and then try to go deep, or run, blitz comes, dump it off real fast. It was real predictable last season. It was driving me nuts. Ease, welcome to the show, dude. Hey, Kabatsa Joku, you already know. We ready for the bad news of Max Crosby supposedly? Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man. It was tough news, but until I hear more about Mad Max, I don't want to speculate on it, because like I said, man, there's so many reasons you can hit that list. That doesn't mean you have COVID. It could literally be the person you had dinner with had COVID. So now you're on that list until you check out for a few days. Happy we finally have an above average linebacker. It's been a long time, dude. It has been such a damn long time out there. We actually got some truly solid ones right now. Our 1 and 2 out there, especially because we're going to be playing more nickel than 4-3 out there. So having those 2 solid linebackers plus our slot guy, that's going to make our defense look dramatically different, man. Dramatically. Carr is my QB. He's tired of your disrespect. That's what I'm saying, 805. But I'll tell you, man, if it'll make him play better, I'll start disrespecting him too. Actually, I won't, because I truly love that dude. But part of me would really want to. I'm telling you, he's coming this season. I'm glad he's pissed. Bring it, dude. Teal, what's happening, dude? With all the weapons we have, the playbook will open up. And if our defense gives us more opportunities, as Gruden said, we can stop being so predictable. And he did. Gruden talked about that a pretty good bit, that he wanted more opportunities. And he was kind of pinning it on the defense out there that we weren't getting enough shots. But at the same time, we had shots where Gruden made the wrong call. And he said it himself. And we ended up screwing the pooch at the goal line on way more occasions than you would ever want to see. So, I don't know, man. It's going to be tough, but I want to see what happens with it. Been seeing the Rams fans saying Corey Littleton is very bad against the run. Does that concern you at all? No, it does not. I've seen Corey Littleton play. I've watched Corey Littleton's tape. I was probably the biggest Corey Littleton fan at the end of last season as far as wanting him to come onto this team. There is not a thing in the world that concerns me about him. I promise you that. Our defensive line will be able to help him in that run. And as far as a coverage linebacker, he's the best in the business out there. Voting for QB mid-2021. Dude, I want to see him run the quarterback position. They said that we were going to see it out there. I want to see it happen. I want to see him come out there and take a few snaps just to see what happens. They could light it up, dude. Bowden playing QB trick plays. Yeah, that's coming. Jeremiah, welcome to the show, dude. That is definitely coming. Is Julian Edelman in the Hall of Fame? No, he is not. He will not make that. I promise you that. Raiders Drew, first Ruggs, William, Waller, Jacobs, and Ingold. Yeah, that would be, I mean, that's your basic 2 wide receiver set right there. You got your tight end, and that's like our go-to offense out there. I've talked about that before a few times. I could see that definitely being, well, shit, see, that's the thing. I don't see that being the starting 5 anymore, just because they were talking about putting him in the slot out there. And if you put him in the slot out there, then you're pulling Ingold off the field, and then you're bringing in another wide receiver. And then at that point, are you bringing in Zay Jones, or are you bringing in Edwards? I think a lot of it will depend on field position, but I want to see what's happening with it. No worries, Carr will bring it this year. Yes, yeah, I truly believe that, dude. I think that dude, he's gotten better every season under Gruden. I don't see why all of a sudden he's going to take a step back. I see him taking a huge step forward with these added weapons, and that's going to be awesome. Lots of false positives out there. Yeah, dude. And I don't know if you guys follow other teams, but Matthew Stafford's wife is out there just going insane because she's like, we lost a whole week of our lives because you were wrong. You're just giving them a ton of crap out there, so I'm curious to see what happens with it. Cod, what's up, dude? Not Gru's fault. He couldn't open up the playbook. AB's to blame. I'll go 50-50 with you on that out there, just because there's a lot of things that he could have called and given Zay Jones that opportunity to go out there and shine and just see if he had it in him, and we kind of held back on that. I mean, if you get to a point in the season, that's the thing. Like last year, we kind of had an outside shot at getting it in the playoffs all the way towards the end of the season. So I know he didn't want to screw with it too much, but at some point you just got to say, all right, screw it. Let's see what we got. Let's air this thing out and see who's going to be on this team next year. Oh, Raider J, what's up, dude? Welcome to the show, man. I didn't think Ruggs was strong enough for the NFL, but saw a pic of him shirtless. The dude is jacked, looks like Tyreek. That dude is shredded, like just straight shredded. Some linebacker core that may rival the Raiders linebacker core: Kendricks and Barr of the Vikings, Barr and White of the Bucks. Ranky learned that from the Colts, and Trevathan and Smith. Dude, I'll tell you right now, that Bears linebacker, if we can match that Bears linebacking core out there, I love both their linebackers. I think they're incredibly strong. They're incredibly fast. They play side to side. So if we can get something like that out there, it's going to open up this defense tremendously. You worried about any more COVID hits? Here's the thing, man. Those COVID hits, that's going to be something that we deal with all season long. The COVID opt-out list ended today at 4 o'clock. So, I mean, the players that opted out, they're opted out. But you're going to see this continue to just be a thing throughout the season. And all of a sudden, it's going to be like, so-and-so has COVID, and then they're off your roster for 2 weeks. Like, just straight up off your roster, on the IR. They might go out there and try to sign, or they're going to have to go out there to sign somebody or bring them in off the practice squad, just to kind of fill that hole for those 2 weeks. But that's going to be something, dude, that you hope is gone by the playoffs. But if it's not, it's going to be something that we have to deal with all season long. If it happens now, it's better to test positive now than later. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. If Cliff Branch isn't in the Hall of Famer, then Edelman isn't. Yeah, damn straight on that, Rich. What up, brother? Love your channel. And have my son loves your name. Dude, I appreciate it, Raider J. Because of Lynn Bowden, Ingold is going to get less snaps in certain plays. I could see that. If somebody takes like a major hit on this and things really start rolling, we start using the speed from this, I think you'll see less and less Ingold. But then that gets you back in that situation where you're only seeing Ingold on the power plays out there. So that kind of scares the crap out of me a little bit, because all of a sudden you got Ingold in there with Jacobs. They know you're going for a dive. It makes you predictable. Safeties come up, and it's a busted play out there. Second, Angular, Renfro, Bowden's. Yeah, Aguilar, I'm still up in the air on. I want to see what happens with him. Aguilar, welcome to the show, dude. Could you see us signing Pittsburgh D-tackle Cam Hayward next offseason? It's very possible, depending on how our draft ends up going. I'd like to see what does happen with that. Who do you think we go after in the 2021 draft? It's going to depend so much on this season. I honestly don't even want to speculate on it. Plus, it's going to depend on where our draft pick is. In a perfect world, we're going to be picking pretty high in this next draft. I don't want to see us go out there and have another top 5 pick. That will truly drive me insane. How confident you are about the Raiders signing Clowney? Up like 30%, probably, like an honest 30%. I just don't see it happening out there, just because there's a lot of teams that have a lot more money now. Like Denver, apparently came out with this COVID thing where these guys, if they opt out, the teams get that money back. So all of a sudden, like, the Patriots are sitting on a ton of money right now. The Titans are sitting on a ton of money. Denver, they signed that lineman to a huge contract, and they only paid him $350. So now they get all that money back. So now, I mean, Denver's honestly in the mix with the money they had opened up out there. That would be truly scary. I would hate to see that. Hate to see that. But it's a possibility. But I don't know. The more this stuff keeps going on, the less I think it drops us back out of that Clowney race. But I'm still pulling for it. I just don't know if we're at the top of that list or even close to it anymore. We're picking last next year. I'd be so happy, dude. I'm out here in Vegas from all the training videos I've seen. The chemistry is there. I think that polls big with all the talent we have. Dude, I hope it does, because I'm telling you, if we can gel and we can gel fast, we're going to be looking excellent out there, like truly excellent. And it's going to be the teams that gel immediately, or the teams that have already been together, like unfortunately the Chiefs and the Saints are another one of those teams. Teams that brought back a lot of those same roster pieces are going to have an advantage this season. Let me keep going through. Gruden was saying that they're only doing walkthroughs right now. I think it was August 14th is when they can go full pads. It's Gruden's birthday. He wants to see that. It makes a big difference when you're trying to judge these wide receivers and who can do what, when all of a sudden they have hands hitting them right off the line of scrimmage, and just seeing if they can power through it or if they take a step back from it. So that'll be pretty big. He agreed with us not having fans out there. He talked about the goal line offense. Like I said, he was talking more possessions, more 3-and-outs. That's what he kept saying. We need more 3-and-outs out there. Every team needs more 3-and-outs out there. I really think that we should be able to put a little bit more together of that. But if we get them to go 3-and-out, and then we immediately go 3-and-out, it does nothing. It kind of swings the momentum to where it just sticks in one spot. And I saw that happen to a lot last year. I talked about how he was talking about White. I'm really hoping White's making the impact out there. He was talking about Nick being the play caller for us out there and running this defense. I'm really happy to see that. I think Wachowski is the man to go out there and take over the helm of this defense and just kind of let Nick call the shots. And then, I don't know, I think everything else will fall into place out there. He also went on to say that part of the facility was still completely off limits out there. Not because it's not finished or anything, just because it's being blocked off for COVID concerns. They still haven't had a full team meeting. They haven't had a full offensive meeting or a full defensive meeting. Everything's still been online. But honestly, these online meetings, you still have everybody together. You're all still hearing the same thing, so I'm not too worried about that. And then he talked about Collins, being the key to this defense. I've talked up Collins a good bit on this channel, like a good bit. Just because I really like what that kid could do. I really like what he brings to the table. I talked about his veteran leadership out there. But I'm telling you, him being on that defensive line out there, working with Hankins and working with Hurst on that interior spot, and he was even talking about Ross working into that middle, and he talked a good bit about Farrell playing that inside spot. So if Farrell put on that weight, and he was talking about really all these guys, but you could tell he was mostly talking about Farrell, being able to slide in. Think about that defensive line, dude. If you have Max Crosby out there, Mo Hurst, Malik Collins, you have Farrell out there, plus you still have Ross coming in, you still have Nassib able to roll it. Our defensive line rotation is incredibly strong, dude, like incredibly strong. So if our D-line is stacked, our linebackers, we have two of the best out there, and then if Muse can step up, White can step up, Nassib can still drop back into that linebacker spot. It's not, two of the three are perfect, but the third one's still kind of a question mark, but it's looking good. And then our secondary might not be the best out there, but if Abram can step up and do the things that we need him to do, we're going to have a damn good defense, dude. And our offense was good, so those two together will get us in the playoffs. I promise you that. We might have been talking about 4 wide receiver sets with Edwards, Williams, Ruggs, and Renfro, with Ruggs and Renfro in the slot. That's what I was talking about earlier, dude. I think if you're going to see that set at the way they're talking, I think that will be it going forward. The only thing I don't know is if Edwards will be Edwards or if that'll be Zay Jones out there. I think they should have said if we get COVID, if you get COVID, you can play. The players that had their choice to opt out, everybody knows the risk. It's going to suck if the core players get it and no rescheduled games like the MLB. No, there is no rescheduled games. So it is. It's going to be out. If you lose that dude for that game or for like a couple weeks, you're just not going to have him. And honestly, for you guys that were kind of pissed that we brought on Mariota, I was okay with it. But in a situation like this season, I love having Mariota on this team because if Carr does get COVID and he's gone for 2 weeks, at least we have somebody that can go in there and make plays for us, and that's going to end up being huge because a lot of teams do not have a backup as good as Mariota out there. I hope that we get another team in camp to hit in game practice. Yeah, I'd like to see that too. I really don't know if that's going to happen. They were talking about bringing teams together out there, so I'm okay with that. Hopefully that does work out as long as everybody's still going through the test. It's nice to be able to hit somebody before the games actually start because you don't want your first actual hit to be the first hit that you're taking in a live NFL game. It's going to be tough, dude. Seahawks are reportedly looking for Clowney replacements and maybe done with Clowney's crap. They were interested in Clay Matthews today and Everson Griffin too. Who else? The Vikings I saw were real interested too. The Vikings, one of those teams out there was super interested in Griffin. They were actually talking about making a pretty big deal. Pick number 12. If we pick it, we're above 26, I'm good. Yes, I will give you that, dude, all day. I'll make it free safety next year. No, I think Amik will end up taking over that slot role. He plays it incredibly well. I know he's a little bit undersized for it with the tight ends that we have in this division, but I think from a game-to-game basis, I think he's going to end up winning that out. But even Gruden today was still talking up Joyner, talking about how good Joyner's been doing and how he's a leader out there. Joyner, with the added talent around him, especially at that linebacker position, he could be one of the dudes that benefits from it the most. So we're just going to have to see how he plays this season. But if he does not play to the level that he needs to play, you will see Amik taking that over. It's BS if other teams have home fans. I think Davis jumped the gun on that. I do too. And it's complete crap. I mean, it had to be the NFL saying no fans are fans. And I don't know, dude, because depending on where you play, like if Atlanta was like, all right, we changed our mind, you can go ahead and have fans out there, that game would be like a 50-50 split out there because the Raider Nation shows up huge out here in Atlanta. They just do. And like even when there was nothing going on and I was at the last Raider-Falcons game, it was a 50-50 split. The crowd was completely even. But other teams, you won't have that, and that is a huge advantage. So that pisses me off, dude. I'm right there with you. Heck no. Realize we got all those offensive yards when barely having any opportunities due to the lack of 3 and outs. That is true, dude. But a lot of that case came from those long, methodical drives. And if we can keep that going, I'd be okay with that. McKinley in a trade. Who would you trade? Who would you give up? Broncos suck. Nobody's going to argue with you. What's up, Doc? What's going on? Day 57-ish people in the live stream. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'll take that. I honestly barely ever even look at it. I glance over there every once in a while just to make sure everything's working. If you guys are in here, I appreciate that, man. Thank y'all very much. As much as I like Carr, I'm saying it now. Trey Lance 2021. Dude, a lot of people fall for Trevor Lawrence out there. But if we end up getting Trevor Lawrence, that means we just crapped out this entire season. I do not want to see that. But I'll guarantee you, if we end up having the first-round pick, that'll be the pick. And Carr will be long gone before that happens. Have you heard about all the Raiders? Yes, dude, I have. That dude has a YouTube channel. And he was on live. God, man. Silver and Black Today. I think Silver and Black Today is the name of his channel. But he's one of the dudes that's running those shows out there. It's like 9:20 a.m. The dude puts on a really, really good show. I didn't put him in my Raiders channel to follow video out there just because he is a dude that's out there like getting paid. Like, I mean, he's a professional Raiders broadcaster, so more power to him. He's keeping that more for the little guys. But that dude does put out a really good show. We need to start trading down if one of our first rounds don't hit. Seeing late picks, dude, I'm telling you, man, a lot of these late round guys end up coming out there and showing up huge for us. Like, I'll take that, dude. I think they tuck up Joyner in hopes that, dude, 805, I will give you that. I really think that is a definite possibility out there. Napoleon, welcome to the show, dude. You think Jackson might get traded since lots of players are opting out? It's possible. It is very possible. But the more players that are opted out and the more crap that's going on and people getting sick, like, you want to keep your depth. Like, you want to. I think that, like, an ultimate trade offer came through. I don't think they would hesitate in a second. But at the same time, if it's just something that's minimal, I don't see them messing with our depth at this point. We're honestly looking incredibly good, so I don't want to see it screwed with too much. Green Bay said no fans the first month. Davis shut down the whole season. As an owner, they should have had a vote or something. Yeah, 805, I'll give you that, because shutting it down for the whole season, I mean, you shut it down for the whole season, and then by week 4 or 5, you've already given refunds back to a bunch of people at that point. You can try to mass produce and sell those tickets real fast. I don't think they would have a problem selling them, but you'd have to give all those people that already paid for it the first rights to it. I don't know, dude. I agree he jumped the gun. No fans for the first half, like first 8 games, no fans. And then we'll make a decision from there. And then give everybody half their money back. I think that would have been a great decision. But, I mean, he sees it as what it is, and there's no going back on it now. So, where were we? Gruden doesn't draft QBs in the first round. That is a straight fact right there. But at the same time, I'm curious to see if he would change his mind. And he likes veterans. He does. Is there anything that could cause a change in the defensive coordinator other than a losing record? I think you honestly, even if we were winning games and the defense was not a major part of us winning those games, I think you could see a change in it out there. I think if this offense was just straight carrying us to wins out there, and all these games were like shootouts, I'm talking like 28 plus point shootouts out there, I think you could see a change in defensive coordinator at that point out there, but I don't know. I think that's a very real possibility that we see something change. Pulling for Gunther, yeah, I'm pulling for him too, dude. I think Gunther having his linebackers is going to make his defense finally click, and it'll take a lot of heat off of his back out there. Gruden wouldn't, but I'd love to see what Mayock has to say. I would love to see Mayock come out there and just give a press conference. Let everybody know what you're thinking out there, Mike. He's the person I really want to hear from. Ruggs looks like he is waiting for the ball. He is fat, dude, man. Will, welcome to the show. Ruggs could be something special for us. Broncos suck, Pete. Yeah, we can keep posting that. Pizza, 69 people in here. What? Oh, damn, dude. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate that. You should call your channel Sunjoku to Raider Nation for the way you do your shows, talking to everybody on the Raiders Nation's blog. Dude, I don't know. I started this channel for one reason, and it's exactly how this show is finally going after honestly a good bit of grinding, but I couldn't be happier about it. The people that know Sunjoku, I mean, they're like family, man. They're like family. Crosby COVID, yeah, dude, I opened up the video with that. It sucked. King, welcome to the show, dude. If DC isn't our QB next offseason, it'll be A-Rod. But I think Carr... You really think Rodgers would come over here and take this starting quarterback job? I know Gruden would love it. I know he would. I know a lot of people were speculating about it. There was a lot of rumors about it. I wasn't even going to touch that one since it wasn't even something that was possibly happening this season. I don't personally like Aaron Rodgers. I understand the talent level that's out there that he has, but I just, as a dude or as a person, I just don't like him. DC is on a mission. He is, and he is coming, and he is. Oh man, I really hope you can't say DC's bringing hell with him because he never would. But DC's coming, and he's coming strong. And he's pissed, dude, and I will take it. Mad Max has got the virus. He's one of my favorite players. We need him. Has it, Eric, have they said if he actually has it? Because all I heard is that he's on that list, and you can hit that list for a ton of different reasons out there. So we're going to have to wait and see. I think that Mark Davis is actually might save him from having to pay back all the money he owes for a while. Honestly, what it could do is end up getting him some kind of government bailout on the back end of this whole thing, to where he ends up just either being able to write off a bunch of this, or they end up cutting him a check to pay for a part of this. And I don't know. I mean, for as much as that sucks that it's actually happening, that's a really big thing that could really help this team out. Imagine hiring Robert Saleh, the defensive coordinator for the Niners, next offseason as our DC. I would like that. I really like that defensive coordinator that's in Miami. I don't know his name, but that hybrid defense that he runs where everybody's just standing up, roaming around. I love that defense, dude. And if you had the right players running that defense, it would be insane, like truly insane. I like our defensive coordinator. We should get a new offensive coordinator. CC, welcome to the show. Olsen is probably going to be our defensive or our offensive coordinator as long as Gruden is there, just because he's, I mean, I hate to say it, but he's a Gruden puppet, dude. He's going to go out there and he's going to do whatever Gruden says. He's just the guy that kind of fills in and is the middleman between him and Carr out there. He really doesn't call any of the plays. He doesn't help with the play design out there. I would love to see Gruden go out there and give an offensive coordinator a fair shot and just move into that true head coaching role out there. I think it would make a big difference for us, but I'm willing to give his offense one more shot going into this season with all these pieces. What do you think of all the Carr burner account BS? I think it's stupid, and it's just super passionate Carr fans, and there are many in the Raider Nation. Yeah, dude, that's where I honestly think you're probably right about that. How long have you been a Raider fan? I've been one since 1989. Probably, let's see, dude, I'm 40. I was probably like 12. So I mean, we're talking a good solid 30 years that I've been going through the pains and struggles of being a Raider fan out there. But there's been some good years. There's been some bad ones. D-Mag 1960 said, damn, way to be out there. You've seen it all. You've seen the truly good and the truly bad out there. Brian Flores is the head coach at Miami. You might be talking about him. No, it's their defensive coordinator in Miami, dude. I forgot that dude's name. But that defensive style he runs is sick. Do you think we're still in the run for a pass rusher? Yeah. And I think Deion Jordan, I talked to him a good bit. I think he opted out. So that's kind of sucks. He's kind of off that list. There's still a few dudes out there. I don't know, man. It could be like, I Arden Key was out there saying, we don't need a superstar. This defensive line is stacked. And I really think that this defensive line, with the coaching that they have and the talent level that's there, they really could be stacked out there. Hope DC shines this season, but I'm afraid that he has lost his mojo. 38, there's a lot of people that have that fear, that same fear that you have out there. It did seem like he had kind of a fear factor out there, but at the same time, it could just be, why put yourself out there if you know it's not going to happen? But at the same time, you're the leader. It's your job to put yourself out there and take that big shot and get that ball to where it needs to be. Just give him 5 games. That's all I'm asking you guys. Give Carr 5 games. Jay Gruden for offensive coordinator. Man, you think those, I know they're brothers, man, but you think they would work well together? Like, if me and my brothers try to do something together, we butt heads the entire time, and they'd end up blowing up in a big-ass fight, I promise you. I'm hearing some good things about Artie Key's workouts, dude. Eric, I've covered a few of his workouts in past videos. I'm pulling for Key. I am truly pulling. Joku, you being from Atlanta, what made you a Raiders fan? I grew up in Chicago, but I had an uncle that was a diehard Raiders fan. And we saw each other only like once a week, but every time we hung out, he'd either give me cards or he'd give me like little bits of memorabilia. And then I played youth football, like I'm sure most of you guys did out there. I played for a little team called the Raiders. So on Saturdays, we played our games, and then on Sundays, the real Raiders played. It just kind of carried over. It stuck. And I don't know, I've been a Raider fan damn near my whole life, probably because of Pee Wee football and my uncle mostly. Our playbook last year was crap because of the loss of AB. Olsen is definitely Gruden puppet. He doesn't call any plays. He doesn't, dude. It drives me nuts. And I truly hope that you're right about AB being missing, and that was what just minimized this playbook so much. But at the same time, when I see the formation changes that were happening, that's what made us predictable. It wasn't about who was on the field. It was about the sets we were bringing in. Now I think Daniel Ross is near lock to make the roster now. I would agree with you. Gruden talked him up a pretty good bit too. I like Daniel Ross. He has some really good size out there. I could see him making it. Where are you from? I'm from the north, dude. I grew up in Chicago. Ended up coming down south when I was a little bit younger. And then we'll see where this world takes me eventually. You tell me what are the quarterbacks throw for 4,000 yards 2 seasons in a row and don't talk about as good as an MVP as opposed to being that's what I'm saying, dude. This dude, he's gotten better every single year. The dude has shined. I mean, what was it, 23 or 25 touchdowns and only 8 picks, over 4,000 yards, and a QB accuracy rate over 70%. It's like, dude, give this dude a break, man. Deion Jordan signed with the Niners. That was it. He signed with the Niners. That's a big addition for them, dude. I really wanted to see Deion come back. Why couldn't we do that? We could have done that. That's the thing. Niners D is stacked. Yes, it is. We're going to have to deal with that shit come Super Bowl time. True that. We have a sibling rivalry. Yeah. When McVay gets fired, Raiders should pick him up. If McVay's offense doesn't start clicking, that dude will be out the door pretty damn quick. All right, man. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys tonight. Just wanted to bring it out there, break this news down, get your guys' opinions on it. So everybody that did come out, there's like 76 people in here. That blows my mind. So thank y'all very, very much for that. But click that like button on your way out. It seriously helps me out. But until next time, guys, I'm Son Joku. We'll see you guys next time.